People were making fun of this deck. I actually think this deck is pretty reasonable and it's playing a lot of competitive modern cards. So I don't think this deck's gonna have. Hopefully, we don't have that. Like, knock on wood, I don't think this deck's gonna have too hard of a time cashing the league. Hopefully, I have some hopes here. I'm gonna lead on this tapped. Oh, I didn't put nice basics in my deck. That's sad. Alright, so I guess I just go Inquisition plus push here now since I drew that. If I didn't draw this, I was gonna escalate the brutality, but I think a little bit more conservative. Hey, Karinam, 3-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate that continued support. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. How long will today's stream be for? Not a ton longer. Do I want to save this Fatal Push? I guess I don't have good ways to kill these things. I don't have fetch lands. Yeah. A touch awkward. Pass the turn. I mean, I'm not playing this deck to not cast this card, right? I'm pretty sure we're just discarding our Gideon. Pretty sure we're just... Oh, you know what? I probably was supposed to play the Plains and sacrifice that, right? I think I was supposed to play the Plains and sacrifice that. Yeah. That was a mistake on my part. I think the only reason people think Thoughtseize is great and okay and necessary in Modern is because there's so many other up things in Modern that Thoughtseize is just like, well, it's less bad than the other offensive things, so it's necessary. That's... I agree that I think Thoughtseize promotes uninteresting gameplay by and large. How much for me to play another league after this? I can't play straight through. I could potentially skip cleaning the house and come back on about 1:30, but I do actually have to get Jake off the bus. That's not optional. So, do I want to play this Inquisition into a Spell Queller? I don't think... Are there fetch lands in this deck? There's 4 fetch lands. I think I want to wait on this. Because I don't just want them to put Spell Queller onto the table for pressure. That wasn't a dollar amount. I don't want to... So now I can Thoughtseize plus Inquisition. I think I just want to wait here still. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna turn it... I think I'm just gonna turn it down. There could be an amount to come back later. There actually isn't an amount to make me skip getting Jake off the bus because that's just terrible. He's my child. But I think I'm just gonna take the afternoon off. We signed out this morning. We'll be back tomorrow. We really want to draw a fetch land. I really want to draw a fetch land. With enough money, you could buy a new child. That's pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead. All right, for $100, I'll come back. I'll come back this afternoon. And Christy will understand. All right, so we know they have a path in their hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with 2 modes. Kill this and duress them. So duress you, kill this. Actually, do I just want to turn one of these into a game 3? I think I just want to do all 3 modes, actually. I think I just want to do all 3. I don't know that I have enough time to come back for Lantern. The first Lantern Link's gonna go slowly. 10 out of 10. They have another Spell Queller. Well, that sucks. We have 2 draws here as well. I mean, like, you don't just get rid of Thoughtseize all on its own. You, like, get rid of Thoughtseize and also, like, manage the ban list in other ways. I agree that Thoughtseize is necessary glue in Modern right now. Thoughtseize is effectively the force of will of this format. We kind of have 8 fetches. We have 4 Flagstones of Trokair. We also have Smallpox to enable Revolt. So, like, we have some ways to trigger Revolt, but I agree. At this current point in time, it feels a little awkward. We're also just, like, short on lands in general this game. So the bits rolling. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5,600. I really appreciate that. Thanks, bud. Taking our licks for 3 here. They have a couple of cards in their hands here. Maybe I'm supposed to play out the Inquisition next turn. That's really unfortunate. Hey, Wasteland with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Did I miss just wanted to remind everyone about our 1K goal. Thank you. Thank you for the donation, Justin. 360 out of 1,000. What Modern really lacks is humility. He's like chump block for a little bit, I guess. We're definitely not in a good spot here. I think we bricked on land just a little bit too long. So I'm just gonna take this hit for 4 here. Okay. We 3-2'd with it. And remember, a lot of the things here we only play once or so. There's a lot of them. The donation queue is deep, so I have to really like something to be willing to spend time running it back as opposed to playing more things out of the variety queue. That democracy queue. Kinda. Thoughtseize is good for those decks in that it helps them against the truly degenerate things, but cards like Thoughtseize actually aren't good in grindy matchups. So I would argue that Thoughtseize doesn't help you create those games of Magic that you're interested in. It just helps you not be dead to total bullshit, is basically what it comes down to. Alright, Sources here. Last Hope seems good. Damnation is great, obviously. I'd probably just want this Anguished Unmaking as an extra piece of spot removal. This is probably a discard out matchup. I think I just want to be able to impact the board. Aren't these Blessed Alliance? They're probably attacking with one thing kind of often. Got these. Yeah, Sorin's +1 is very good in this deck, I agree. I think that's what I want to do. I don't think I want Fulminator Mage. They have, like, their Knights for a couple utility lands, but by and large, they aren't particularly good. The bits did go through, Rollins. Thank you. I appreciate that. Disenchant for Retreat. I think that's narrow. I think Retreat's not very good in matches like this, except when we really clunk up. Yeah, Inquisition's okay. I think it's worse than just having more cards that impact the board, though. I don't think Spellbomb's worthwhile. I think that's pretty narrow. I get that it's good against their Knight of the Reliquary, but like we have like removal that can just like kill Knight of the Reliquary on the spot, so I don't think making it smaller is good. Can that league be for more Gristlestorm? Yes, 10 out of 10. I actually wanted to run that deck back because I miffed it up a couple of times. Should we try Cavern of Souls in that deck? I feel like we should try Cavern of Souls in that deck. No turn 1 play is kind of great for us. They have a turn 2 play, we just get to go like Liliana down tick you. Man, they heard me say I was going to Liliana edict them, huh? Just play this Liliana and plus her. I guess they could potentially have... Yeah, I'm going to Collective Brutality and kill one of these plus duress them just in case they have a... In case they have a Collected Company. Inside the Bloodghast to discard for free anyways. Got him. They actually left the combo in. That's kind of scary. Love to use Bloodghast's ability. Thank you. YouTube. YouTube.com/Jeff Hogan. 100% of my streams get archived there. Oh, they're just passing with Spell Queller up. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I wanted to bring the Bloodghast back. I didn't know that they didn't have white. If I would have known they didn't have white mana, I definitely would have wanted to push the bird. God, they drew a fucking Collected Company. Oh, we were just super buried, huh? Alright, we're gonna move on up. I'll hit publish on that as soon as we're done with this league. It's uploading and processing now. It should be done by the time this league is over. File for cop, your collective brutality didn't work. Ain't that the truth? While we're waiting for our second match to pop here, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for joining us here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland, hanging out playing some Modern. We stream Magic at least 4 days a week on this channel. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. It's the absolute best way you could support my content here. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code HOAG at PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do it all. At any rate, that's enough of an ad break. Let's head back on into our next match here. Second match with the Black-White Pox deck. Seems pretty reasonable. So, the problem with putting the 1K goal on the banner is that since I'm taking bits and... since we're taking bits and donations, I don't have a nice clean tracker for counting them all together. So, I'm keeping it in the donation queue. Should I cast this with a Drain Kicker? I want to cast it anyways, and I want to discard this Bloodghast because it's free. Yeah, I could. But then, like, I have to update two things. I have to update the text thing, and I have to update the docket. It's just a lot of work. Right, from experience playing, you should be drawing instead of... This isn't 8-rack. This deck isn't 8-rack. This is a Smallpox deck. I know they have a lot of overlapping cards, but they're functionally pretty different. Hey, so we just take the Abrupt Decay here. So I can get my Liliana online and start reeling them. We haven't drawn a fetch yet, but we have 4 fetches in our deck. I'll put something up there tomorrow on the ad screen. I'll put something up there tomorrow on the ad screen. I won't put a current total, but we'll mention it. That's probably reasonable. And by reasonable, I mean y'all are going to make me play Lantern in Indianapolis. Oh, I did this to myself. Yeah, let's put this back into play. I actually think Counterspell's much worse than Thoughtseize for reference. I agree that Counterspell will be good in Modern. I also think it's much worse than Thoughtseize. Do I want to bin Fatal Push or Lingering Souls here? I think I just want to bin Fatal Push. I think I kind of just like want both halves of my Lingering Souls, kind of. Although, honestly, I'm probably going to end up... I'm probably just going to end up discarding it next turn. They've been to Fatal Push. They drew another Black Cleave Cliffs that they played. Guess whose Liliana the Veil is better in this matchup? Yeah, the Planeswalkers are very good. Like I said, we lost that first match because we ended up clunking up a little bit, but I think the idea of what this deck is doing is actually very reasonable. So an Inquisition them, and then play my land, and then plus my Liliana. So this is gonna discard their Overgrown Tomb. To flashback this Lingering Souls. There are actually a couple of black-white decks that did pretty well at the Pro Tour as well. How sad are we? Look, Burgle, that'd be the first change I'd make. There'd be an Obnix in the sideboard for matches like what we're playing right now. Okay? Obnix is Bay. Obnix is Bay. Okay, this is probably a discard out matchup, right? We usually want cards that impact the board. Damnation seems fine. These Fulminator Mages seem fine. I think that's what I want to do. Brutality kills Bob, so I think he gets the nod of staying. Although I guess I have a lot of ways to kill Bob. Bring in Surgical because they have magic cards. Oh, God. That's my favorite meme on this channel. Needs more Seeker of the Way. This deck reminds me of the black-white deck I played in Standard to a lot of success, which is probably part of the reason I like it so much. Spellbomb for Goyf is really bad. Relic for Goyf would be acceptable, but Spellbomb generally doesn't change the Goyf in a meaningful way. My opponent left their discard spells in. You get appropriately punished later in this game for doing that. The current Lantern Beam has me in stitches. I'm not going to cast Judgment on the current Lantern meme until after we get through the leagues tomorrow. After the leagues, I might have some colorful thoughts on the current Lantern meme. Do I want a Collective Brutality? I mean, I think I do. It probably has a hit, and I probably could clear a Abrupt Decay for my Liliana. Holy dicks. Well, that... I don't know if that felt really good or really bad. It was one of the two. I really fucking appreciate the capital and uncapital. That is... Oh, God, that's... No, why'd you time them out? No, stop it. Don't time them out. That was beautiful. Damn it, mods. That was beauty. They even have a troll-proof badge. Don't, they're no longer timed out. Damn it, mods. Alright. Cast this. It's gonna dodge this Thunder Daddy Hellkite here for a little bit. Gideon, coffee's for closers, and Gideon gets him a cup of joe. This card closes the door really quick. If they miss a land drop here again, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. If they hit a green source this turn, we could be in a little trouble. Like, now I just get to, like, push this off a cliff. Oh, geez, I could Fulminator them next turn now? That's so good for me. Surgical'd my Lingering Soul. Sure. Look at my Liliana, the last hope opponent. They brought in Surgical Extraction against me. This is my favorite meme. This is for a one-of Skeletal Scrying in Gristlestorm. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna make a couple other changes to the list we played yesterday, too. Of course they did. You have magic cards. Ain't that the fucking truth? Why'd you bring in Surgical Extraction? My opponent was playing magic cards. Surgical Extraction takes away magic cards. Alright, that should mean we're safe from Thunder Daddy. Smash with these. OP confirmed Twitch chat user. We need a surgical extraction emote. God, we are just the smartest Finnish streamer on Twitch. Is that a concession fatal push? It feels like that was a concession fatal push. Stone Rain you. Plus you on nothing. Make a 4/4. Yeah, top kick. Top kick hero. Beauty. I'd like to know, Zach with the LD bits as always. I'd like to know what did they board out of their deck for that matchup? Because they brought in surgical extraction, but also left their 1-mana discard in. So like, what did they trim? What did they trim? If only that surgical. Couldn't I have activated Shambling Vent and attacked for lethal? Sure, but what fun would that be? Then I wouldn't have gotten the land destruction bit. If I attacked for lethal, I wouldn't have gotten Zach's 1 bit for blowing up his land. And we know we're all about the value here, right? We're all about that sweet, sweet value. All right, what you got? Jeskai control. Do you think this Jeskai control likes its lands? Do you think they're a fan of having their lands in play? Take the cryptic command and pass the turn. I was really hoping to draw a land of our own there. Rollins with the 1700 bits. We're going to be back this afternoon for some Gristle Storm. Thank you. Thank you for the very generous cheers. Am I supposed to cast the Smallpox? I need chat to decide. I'm not in a great state of mind here to cast the Smallpox or not. Am I supposed to wait? I don't know the answer. They have 3 more lands in their hand. Trax, my Bob feels insignificant compared to Rollins. You got the bits off the top. I think we're supposed to wait. Yeah, I think we're supposed to wait. This would be too symmetrical of a Smallpox, ain't that the truth? They drew an Azcanta. That's a tilt. Serum Visions, hopefully. God bless. Yeah, if we like hit a land here, we just get to like start casting Lingering Souls, which is pretty good for us. Yeah, that's fair, Esley. Rollins with the rest of the bits to get us to 100 for the comeback stream this afternoon. I'll be back about 1:30 when Declan goes down for his nap. Definitely have time to fit in a stream. Oh God. Oh God. Your move, Kaiba. And your logic not? What a tilt. The Urborg Flagstones combo, ain't that the truth? They drew a cryptic command. That's so annoying. I'm gonna cast this Lingering Souls because whatever I cast is probably getting countered. Hopefully we can just nickel and dime them with these spirit tokens. We did win the last match, yep. We won the last match. Man, let me tell you about my souls, chat. Let me tell you about my souls. They linger. We really want to get them to tap out for this verdict on my souls, so that way... Yeah, no, I didn't tap optimally there, whatever. So that way we can then smallpox them. Brutality's pretty good. I could Brutality, get Cryptic commanded, and then cast Smallpox? Or do I want to just, like, flashback by Lingering Souls? I don't know. I need to do something this turn. Is it correct to Pox? Yeah, I could just go more souls. The problem is they have Verdict. I'm just going to go ahead and flashback 1 souls here, and if this resolves, I'm just going to pass. It feels kind of bad not to use my mana, but I think these are enough souls to get them to pull the trigger on Supreme Verdict. Yeah, I think 1 set of souls here is enough to make them Verdict, and then I can go Brutality into Smallpox next turn. Interesting, that's really greedy. That's pretty greedy. I think I just want to pass here. I just want to pass here. Rollins! With the bits. Thank you, bud. Appreciate that. Have a Helix for one of these? I guess that makes sense. They're not verdicting, save the Helix to buffer their life total. I wish I could play Ain't That the Truth. That card is so good. It's 244 is playtime. So the bits are still 1 penny on my end, Rollins. When you buy bits, you pay an upcharge. So when you send a streamer 1 bit, you send them 1 penny. So when you send them 100 bits, you send them $1. Yeah, the Magic community has been very kind to me in recent months. We're basically doing this full time now. I'm still teaching 1 class this semester, but it's probably going to be the last time I do that. Lantern is not happening today. Tomorrow is going to be all Lantern all afternoon. I'm going to pop back on for an HL Rollins sponsored afternoon stream around 1:30. This is going to be the last league for this morning. I'll be back later this afternoon. I'm actually just going to cast this other souls from my hand here. Just again, trying to get them to use this verdict. I don't really play as much competitive Magic anymore. If the weather permits, I'm going to attend the SCG Open in Indianapolis later this month, but I'm not playing every weekend like I used to. I should have played that Concealed Courtyard. I was talking and not thinking about it. Another 100 would buy you mod forever with the asterisk that if you're abusive, it gets removed. Because you can't have abusive moderators. Yeah, I think I'm going to Cincinnati, Dwight. We're gonna verdict me. Is 6 tokens finally enough for you to verdict, you greedy piece of poop? Alright, so now... God, and the fact that I didn't play this land really hurts because I want to play 3 2-drop spells this turn. With your flagstones? God, we're good at this. Alright, so let's start with Collective Brutality. Discarding this Damnation with an Escalate, because why not? I mean, Talrand's like a big young pyromancer, right? Correct, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna cast the Smallpox before we play this other Flagstones. We're gonna cast Spell Snare. Hopefully they don't have another one of those. I'm gonna hold on to this Fatal Push because it can kill Celestial Colonnade. You gotta decide, is it a Lantern 100 or is it a Moderator 100? I mean, Collective Brutality's always been kind of expensive. I think we might get ground out here. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to. We're gonna be able to fight through this. Oh, Rollins, thanks for the donation, bud. Have a sword. Wield it with honor and respect. Democracy, mother effers. Another Urborg is definitely not what we were looking for there. Yeah, we were playing for Brutality back when I was still grinding competitively with Kiki Cord. It's been a while. I can't. Snapcaster Verdict or actual Verdict's gonna suck here, but I feel like we're in a bad enough spot that I just need to play this. Yeah, 1 year sub still gets swords, Dozo. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede and move on to the next one here. Let's just do that. Get some of these cards that are less good in this matchup out of our deck. These Fulminators are great. This Last Hope is great. These Fatal Pushes are pretty bad. So, if you don't have another way to kill Colonnade in your black deck, generally you need some pushes to kill Colonnades, but because we're bringing in 4 Fulminator Mages, I don't think that's necessary. Do I want anything else here? I could see an argument for Anguished Unmaking for tagging their enchantment, but I have Fulminator Mage to kill the land once it flips over, so I think that's fine. I don't think I want Spellbomb or Surgical here. I think I'm happy with this configuration. I wonder if a card like Night's Whisper would be good in this deck. Like, I feel like I want a way to just, like, see slightly more cards, and that card actually generates real card advantage for us. Like, that was one of the cards when we played the red-black Grishelbrand deck a bunch that really stood out to me as, like, this card's pretty powerful. Yeah, I think Night's Whisper is, like, a card that's, like, underplayed in Modern. And I could see, like, if I was going to explore this deck more, that would be a card that I would want to try in it, this archetype. It seems okay. Not impressive, but fine. Better than the first one. Fulminator Mage on top sounds awesome. Maybe Sign in Blood? I don't... Those both lose the same amount of health, right? Yeah, Sign in Blood might actually be funny. Having killed many of people with Sign in Blood when it was standard legal, that card is reach. Whisper makes us lose 2, right, as well, right? Yeah, draw 2, lose 2. Yeah, definitely Sign in Blood seems great. Do I want to Stone Rain the Steam Vents? Is that too aggro? I think I actually just want to, like, put the Fulminator into play and then just attack with it. I'll be playing Lantern at Indy. I'm laughing because I believe you. I'm laughing because I believe you. What do you guys think of the rack as sideboard tech against Lantern? That's an interesting idea. I don't know. This deck's got a lot of, like, we play a bunch of Urborgs, and we've got filter lands. I guess there's Flagstones of Trokair in our deck, so maybe it's going to be awkward sometimes. We have 3 Urborgs. Should have made it a 10k goal. Nah, I'm reasonable. I'm reasonable. I do enjoy just, like, traveling to play Magic, right? And, like, if I scrub out of the open with Lantern, I could play a different deck in a Classic the second day. But, like, Lantern's a very good deck, and I'm a very capable Magic player, so if I play a bunch of leagues with Lantern, I'll probably be able to do okay with it in Indy. And, like, if I go into Indy with a $1,000 bonus for playing the deck that other people want to see me play, like, I guaranteed cash the weekend, which would make the wife happy. Am I going to be able to borrow? I'm pretty sure I can track down a Lantern deck. Actually, I think Matt might actually have most of it in paper. Believe it or not, that's a deck that Matt enjoys. Maybe I was just supposed to fire up Shambly there and attack. Yeah, I think that was actually the line said instead of flashing this back. Matt would enjoy it, ain't that the truth? Trade my Cryptic Command for 3/4 of your Lingering Souls. Deal. Spare deck went out of business. The guy that was running it said just wasn't making enough money to be worth the time he was investing into it. He was making a profit. He just said the profit he was making for the time he was putting into it made it not worthwhile. Correct. I'm reasonable with my prices. To be fair, I'd probably play a garbage tier deck for 1,000 as well if it was a sweet deck that I enjoyed, but, you know. Nice, Pythrion. So people often talk about why Fulminator Mage is good. This game is a great example of why Fulminator Mage is a really powerful Magic card. At some point, my opponent's probably going to have to point a removal spell at this Fulminator Mage, or try and block it with a Snapcaster Mage or something, and it's going to have done a bunch of damage to them and 2-for-1 them by killing a land and eating a removal spell. Justin with the $10 donation. You have to take a foil Lantern deck to Indy. If someone has a foil Lantern deck to lend me, that I would play a foil Lantern deck. I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to get a foil deck. How great would that be? That would be so funny, right? If the deck, like, I finally win an open. For those that are wondering, I currently hold the title of most SCG Open top 8s without a win. That is a title that I bear, you know, shame, pride, whatever you want to call it. We haven't hit the 1K goal for Indy, but we're going to stream Lantern for 5 or 6 hours tomorrow. And let's be honest, I've met Twitch before. Yeah, the combo decks are at a tough spot for Indy. Secure the waste for 2, deal. So do I want to trade here, or do I want to kill one of their white sources? I could take them off their only red as well. I think it's appealing to take them off their only red. I don't believe they've missed a land drop yet, so they could just have another land, but I think I'd rather kill Stone Rain them than kill these spirits. We landed on Lantern through a strict democratic process. Gotta be sick if we can stick this Gideon. It'd be sick if we could stick this Gideon this turn. Yeah, sweet. Resolves. I was given a large... The only reason anyone should play Lantern. They were paid large sums of money to do so. Oh, I missed it. Land D hype. Someone just needs to tag Zach every time we blow up a land. I'm supposed to poke them with the lantern, with the spirit token here. No, I'm probably supposed to keep it back on defense, right? Because if they have one spot removal spell, they could kill my knight and then kill my Gideon. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass here. There could have been merit to just plussing the Gideon there, so that way they can't double removal and then kill my Gideon. I guess Cryptic Command lets them kill my Gideon. Nope, that's fine. Pithing Needle, naming Dark Confidant. It's a legal play. That's pretty good. Pretty good one, chat. Pretty good one. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Hey, hey. So, I could rebuy the Fulminator, but I actually think I just want to, like, take the Snapcaster Mage out of here. And then, like, smash with all of my things. We can rebuy the Fulminator next turn, maybe. Like, they're at 6. Let's just pressure them out of this game. Alright, they're down to 3. And like, they have this Azcanta, but we put them under enough pressure that they don't have time to activate it. So, let's fire this up. I'm actually going to start by spinning this down, because if my opponent Cryptic taps plus bounce my Liliana, I'll be sad. Let's just do this now. It's been a tight game of Magic. They could snap Secure the Wastes here. Be a little annoying. They'd be able to eat my Shambling Vent and then take 1 in the sky. Yep. Ew, mismatched Snapcaster Mages. I was kind of liking you, opponent, but that's not okay anymore. So the fact that there's Detention Sphere in their deck, I think that means I'm going to bring in Disenchant for the last game. Usually Jeskai doesn't often have that card, but I think the fact that they have that means that bringing in Disenchant, maybe Anguished Unmaking, just going to attack Snapcaster Mages sometimes. We're currently 1-1 in this league, if you're looking for our record. We are down a game in this match, but it looks like we're going to win the second one here. Oh, did we win game 1? Did we win game 1? I genuinely don't remember. Genuinely don't remember. Play this out. I don't think I want to Stone Rain them preemptively. I thought we lost, right? I think I just want to take them off of white mana here, right? I think if they get to a point where Search for Azcanta is relevant, we're losing this game anyways. Hey, fun fact, chat. This Bloodghast has haste. This is my black creature with haste. Are you excited? I'm excited. What are you doing with this Cryptic Command, opponent? Okay, sure. It's a good line. Lets them kill the Liliana and not be dead to this Bloodghast next turn. They're dead to a removal spell, though. They're dead to Smallpox. They're dead to a few of our draws. They're dead to second Bloodghast. Dead to Collective Brutality. Oh, I punted. I should have played that post-combat. Because they're going to trade with my Bloodghast. It's fine, I have more lands in my hand, but that was in fact a mistake. I guess I have a Marsh Flats in play too, so like, eh. No, killing Azcanta doesn't really matter. I'd rather choke their colors because they need to be spending their mana to interact with the board every turn, not to use Azcanta. They're dead to Sided Blood, ain't that the truth? I think I'm in for this Disenchant. Is there anything I like less than it, though? I kind of like all the cards we're playing right now. I guess Gideon of the Trials isn't very good. This game seems decent. Watch this Disenchant be much worse than Gideon would have been. Alright, I'm taking a Snapcaster Mage because if I take the path, I just get to snap it anyways. It doesn't really matter. Am I casting Bloodghast? God, that feels wrong. Am though. Nihil Spellbomb is fine against Snapcaster Mage. I just don't feel like it's better than any of the cards I'm already playing. So like, if I had cards in my deck that like I wasn't really excited about having in my deck, I think it'd be fine to bring in, but like, it's like, well... I think I'm just gonna windmill this Gideon next turn. Love to go get a basic, thanks. I guess if I would have taken the path instead of taking the Snapcaster Mage, I would have, what's the word I'm searching for? I would have only had to deal with one path total, but Snapcaster Mage is gonna be live at some point, so it feels like it's right to just snap it off when I did. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, like, we don't really have a lot of resources, so I think I just want to jam and, like, try and get in here before they have a chance to draw a counterspell. Like, if they already have one, they already have one. Yeah, it looks like they hit a Cryptic Command. I think it's right to make them have it here, because, like, remember, we could, like, wait on the narrow, like, drawing a discard spell, and I'm sure I'm gonna draw a Thoughtseize next turn and feel bad about jamming there, but I think it's correct, like, they've only had 3 draws, let's just, like, make them have it. This is a reward for doing what we did. Yeah, well, sideboarding in Surgical is a little bit different than sideboarding in Nihil Spellbomb, because Nihil Spellbomb at least cantrips, right? So Surgical Extraction is like taking like half a card away, and it can like blow them out in like some tempo situations, but I agree in general, Surgical is not going against Snapcaster Range, but Nihil Spellbomb is a little bit different of a situation. Wishing this was a Gideon, even if it would just get pathed. Yep. They have Snapcaster and then 2 cards we don't know. Lingering Souls is a good draw there. They have Snapcaster Mage, so they can snap Cryptic at this point. I think I'm just passing the turn here. I think I want to wait on an Inquisition to try and clear, or Thoughtseize to try and clear the way for Souls or another spell. Like, if they're not doing anything, we just, like, keep beating them for 2 here. No, I need to poke my buddy about doing those again. We talked about them, but we didn't iron out any of the details. This firing up Colonnade to block? That'd be so good for me. Seems really good for me. Pop this right back into play. They can make me pay 6 extra for Logic Knot. So I'm gonna lead on Lily. I don't think they'd counter Lingering Souls anyways. If they want a Logic Knot, then I want them to have to use most of their graveyard to do so. They could just have Negate as well, though. If this resolved somehow, I would Lily -2 for sure. But it smells like a Logic Knot here. Which is fine. It's going to eat into some of their choices that they have with Snapcaster Mage, because they're going to have to exile 3 cards here. I guess not that many. They have to leave Path, Cryptic Command. But I get to put Lingering Souls into play here, which is another way to continue applying pressure to my opponent. Yeah, this was such a punt. I should not have boarded this in. Such a punt. This should just be my Gideon. Or a Nihil Spellbomb or anything else. I'll let the Detention Sphere throw me. They have Search for Azcanta, and they had Detention Sphere in the second game, so they probably have like 3 or 4 targets for it. But I think it was just too narrow to bring in overall. Just too narrow. It's a good hit. Attack with everything here. I like the new bordered cards more than the old bordered cards. Rollins with another $100 donation. Can you sing Panic at the Disco, Build God, and then Well Talk Force? I don't know what song that is. I probably know what it is, but I don't know the title offhand. I don't know which. I've listened to a lot of Panic, so I probably know all the lyrics, but I can't tell you the names of the songs. And yeah, I've done way. I owe an Eminem rap too at some point. I owe the stream an Eminem rap at some point as well. We'll have a music stream here some point soon. I don't want to scare people away right now. We'll get some lyrics together and we'll do some Eminem and some Panic at the Disco. Nobody knows Panic song titles. Wow, we're blocking the Bloodghast. Sure, that's an interesting choice, opponent. Let's go with interesting. Let's do this. So they can snap Logic, make me pay 3 extra, so this should just resolve. I guess they have Cryptic Command up here, right? So then I get to flash back my Lingering Souls. To flashback Lingering Souls here. Formaldehyde. Yeah, I need to see all the lyrics. Whoa. Oh, they hard cast Logic Dot. Oh, that's worse. I should have played this out. That's a mistake on my part. I should have played that. I wasn't thinking about them having a Logic Dot in hand. Yeah, I should have just played this out to play around that. Then they would have had to delve their Cryptic Command, which would make their Snapcaster Mage much worse. They have Supreme Verdict. Smells like Verdict. Could you imagine if this Disenchant had a text box right now? So they can Snapcaster Mage, Logic Knot, make me pay 1, 2, 3 extra. They can't Snapcaster Cryptic Command. Or my SO castrate me. I understand that one. Thanks for the bets. We're gonna finish this league, and I'll be back this afternoon with a mono Black Gristle Storm League. They can Logic for 4? No, because the Logic Knot is in their discard pile, so they can't delve this to itself. Snap is 2, Logic is 2, pay 1, 2, 3. Do I want to just plus this Sorin? I kind of do. It's 1 extra damage now, and then it can't die to a Colonnade next turn. It's 2:30 Eastern. So 1:30 Cornfield time. All right, they're down to 5. You want some pretzels? Can you get your bowl? Get your bowl. Declan, your bowl's right here. You want that bowl? Okay. That bowl. So I really don't want to play into the... I really don't want to play into the Snapcaster Mage. I'm just going to create a 2/2 here and pass the turn, I think. Like, if they snap Verdict, we're okay with that, too. I'm gonna, like, snap Cryptic, bounce my Vampire. That doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Then they could use the Celestial Colonnade to kill the Sorin Solemn Visitor. Yeah, we'd have won this game pretty handily if I wouldn't have sideboarded it inappropriately. This Disenchant is just completely unplayable in this matchup. Like, it's fine to have in the sideboard for reference, but it's completely unplayable. I do get to Smallpox next turn and then play the Urborg and smash them with the Bloodghast, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. I wish we had some sign-in blood as a draw, too. I think I found a use for this Disenchant. That's a good draw, too. They could just animate a Colonnade and sacrifice that instead of sacrificing the Snapcaster Mage. I've brought this on myself, Jeff. The swords just look fun. I didn't realize they came with responsibility. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no. God, that was a long tank for something that should have been easy. I don't know what they're worried about. Oh, eat your Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, other people don't aggressively ban people. We're the bannings are way more aggro than most of my deck choices on this stream. Can they animate Colonnade and still block with another Colonnade? I think so. Gideon Jura. Good lord. Man. Woof. I don't have any cards in hand. Yep, we're gonna lose this because this is a bad card instead of something reasonable. So they're gonna fire up... Oh, they're not firing up a Colonnade. Interesting. Interesting. I was hoping to get to Smallpox a Colonnade there. I guess we don't get to. Why isn't this card Death Cloud? If this is Death Cloud, we just won the game. Hey, to spew. Oh, geez, are they? Oh, because I can't get overly aggressive. They can't get overly aggressive because I have to attack the Gideon, right? That makes sense. This even could have been Anguished Unmaking. It could have been Anguished Unmaking to tag their planeswalkers. It's Moto, it might work. Ain't that the truth? If this has been Anguished Unmaking, we'd have actually just won the game there. Maybe, I'd have to see it. The deck looks pretty terrible every time I see other people play it. I mean, this is just a long game, right? Like, we have, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 lands in 25 cards, and, like, we're playing 24 lands. So we're actually pretty close to being within reasonable standard deviation of the mean here. Like, remember, flooding doesn't just mean you drew a lot of lands. It means you drew a lot of lands proportional to the number of cards you've drawn. So just like, you know, drawing the number of lands we have and the number of cards we've seen, it's really just about average. It's not anything impressive or crazy. We're just dead next turn if we don't rip, like, a Lingering Souls, right? Inquisition of Kozilek. Good games, opponent. Good games. So this missed sideboarding cost me that match pretty directly. 1 and 2 now. Nope, you want more pretzels?
I want this.
Yeah, I think Shambling Vent is an underappreciated creature land in Modern. I think it's really good. Gaining a little bit of health here and there helps you swing a lot of races. It doesn't push quite as much damage as some of the other creature lands that see play, but like it's turning 4 mana into a 4-point life swing, which in a deck that's interested in grinding is pretty good. Screw tends to beat Flood because eventually you unflood and unscrew, and when you unscrew, you have a ton of action to play. Is why the traditional logic is what it is. This is a mulligan, just doesn't do much. Sand is much better. Much better. Land on top, please. I'm gonna bottom that because we don't have lands. I'm gonna shock this at just Inquisition on 1 just in case they're leaning on a cantrip or something to get their have their deck work. Do you know what my favorite part? Do you know what my actual favorite part about playing about playing decks that other people paid for is when I Inquisition my opponent on turn 1 and I see this, I get to do this. And if you send in money for a donation deck list, it should be with the expectation that I don't intend to play matches that I feel are miserable. I don't intend to play matches that I feel are miserable because I play Magic to have fun. And that doesn't look like a good time. Alright, so I think my idea that there's something to this deck list probably holds true. I definitely punted that match against Jeskai. I mentioned it earlier. I would be interested in exploring something like Sign in Blood or Night's Whispers in this deck if I was going to play it some more. I think you really want a way to just like generate some actual quality card advantage. I think this many Fatal Pushes is probably a touch too many in a deck that doesn't have access to a lot of fetch lands. So I think I would want to play maybe 3 or possibly even 2 Fatal Push and then playing something like Smother or Go for the Throat potentially, or Victim of the Night, something that could happen like that. At any rate, thank you everyone for watching. That's going to be it for me for this morning. Rollins has sponsored a Wednesday afternoon stream as well. Phyrexian Arena is kind of interesting. I think I want the guaranteed advantage on 2 rather than 1 that they could possibly kill on 3, but we do have a lot of other things that they could potentially need to kill with the Planeswalker, so I could see Arena being a card that's potentially worth playing. At any rate, I will be back this afternoon with some mono black Gristle Storm. Let's pull that one up for people that haven't seen it. We're going to make a couple of changes to the deck list after playing it the other day, but I think this deck is really sweet. We played it the other day to a medium finish, but I definitely played it a little bit poorly, so I'm excited to get another sponsored crack at it. So I'll be back in approximately 2 hours from now, 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to hit publish on the Ape Dredge League that we played earlier today on YouTube right now, and I'm going to get this one uploading and processing. So peace, folks, and hopefully I'll see you all this afternoon. Thanks for watching, and thank you for the support, especially shout out to Rollins, very generous donations. Thanks for shipping some of your tax return this way.